Hello everyone and welcome to December's ScrawlrBox unboxing and challenge of the month. If you want your own ScrawlrBox, check out a link in the description. And once again, thank you to ScrawlrBox. Alright, so in this month's ScrawlrBox, let's look at the print first and the artist. I always feel like I need to open this so gently. Alright, we have our sticker and a list of supplies. I think I just realized that the sticker doesn't have the name, it's just the little logo. That's cute. Alright, so the candy. Swizzle Stinger. Alright, so the first thing I see here is a micron pen, which I am all too familiar with because this is basically what I use in almost all of my art. And we've got a water brush, which I'm also quite familiar with. It's a broad tip though. I'm not a fan of large tip things, so we'll see how that goes down. Now this is interesting. We have these Gansai Tambi Starry colors, which is, I guess, a gold pack, and I guess silver. And this Derwent Graphic Pencil HB. It's a pencil. And of course, we've got our pieces of paper. Looks like they gave us two options this time, which is very interesting. We have black and white, which will be fun to do two different things in. So let's get started on the challenge, which I don't even know what it is. So let's see. Mythical creatures. I lied, I've actually seen several people do this video like months ago. But of course, before we get into making something, we do have to test out the supplies. So of course, the pencil to me didn't really seem that much different because I don't draw a lot with pencils, so I don't really know, I guess, that much of a difference between pencil types. Same with the micron pen. I already know what a micron pen is like. I've used them for years. It's what I usually go to with lining my art, so that wasn't anything new. With the metallic paints, they worked pretty well. They seem to work about the same as the fine text that I have. But just like my fine text, they are harder to get a smooth texture with, which I don't really like, because I do like to get my strokes really smooth. So overall, out of the golds, I really like these two because they have the most color to them. These two right here, they're very not pigmented, I guess. It's really hard to get a solid color with these two, so I really like these two. I especially like that one because it's like not in your face as these two colors right there, and then of course the silver. It's hard to see on the white paper, but I think it would look nice on the black. Alright, let's create something. So at first I was thinking about making a unicorn because it's a mythical creature, and I don't know. I drew so many mythical creatures in the Sketchbook Slam Challenge that there wasn't anything that I particularly wanted to draw, because I had just drawn a lot of mythical creatures, so I figured I would make up my own sort of. I think it's kind of a thing to put a horn on any sort of animal to make your own unicorn that isn't a horse-based unicorn. So I figured, let's make a dog, because why not? I like to draw dogs, and giving a dog a unicorn horn might be fun. So of course I started off by sketching with the pencil that came in the box. It felt like a pencil, though it was very hard to erase, which is something that I noticed later on. I don't know if it's the type of lead, the hardness of the pencil, but either way it was difficult to erase later, which, again, I don't know a lot about pencils or lead, so maybe that was it. When it came to the inking, I was a big ol' stupid person, and I thought it would be a good idea to fill a very large space with an 0.5 micron pen. Don't fill a big space with an 0.5 micron pen. I should have experimented with texture. I should have experimented with line work. I should have did something other than just fill it in with an 0.5 micron. But that's what I ended up doing. I filled a big space with an 0.5 micron because I'm a Dumbo. Either way, it worked and it did its job. I was really happy with how this black and flat dog looked against the white paper, and then it was time to put the gold details on it. At this point, it was starting to remind me of the art that went on some pottery or clay things in, I'm going to absolutely ruin this, Greece? I'm gonna look this up really quick. Greece pottery. Yes, I was right. So pottery in Greece has those really flat black, and it's not gold, but it's a pottery color, which reminded me a lot of these gold colors. So having these illustrations that were black and white with some gold, it really reminded me of Greece pottery, which I already said. So I thought that was really interesting. It wasn't my intention, but I thought that was a really fun outcome that I didn't intend. and I liked it. So I gave this dog a golden unicorn and sort of a unicorn type tail instead of just a regular dog tail, and I had some magic coming out of the horn, and as the dog ran across the page, the magic kind of bubbled away and faded away behind it, so it kind of outlined the dog with the gold. And to be honest, I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. I'm trying to embrace the supplies of these boxes instead of trying to create something more finished and just a little bit more past what the supplies should be able to give you. So I'm trying to embrace the very simple art style and trying to make the best out of the supplies instead of trying to make the best out of the illustration. So this is probably the happiest I have been with a ScrawlrBox challenge. Using the broad water brush wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be. I actually really liked having the broad flat brush. That way you could actually put it sideways and get a really thin line if you wanted to, so that really helped with making smaller details. I think usually the variety of sizes doesn't usually give you that flat brush. It usually has just like a roundish brush, so it is a lot harder to get those details. Didn't think I would like the broad brush, but it wasn't so bad after all. And you could also get some really fat strokes if you wanted to. So that was quite a pleasant surprise, and now I have a different sized aqua brush to put in with my other brushes. Though to be honest, I'm not a huge fan of aqua brushes. They're more useful for travel kits. So once the dog unicorn was done, I was actually pretty excited to try those gold colors on the black paper, because drawing on black paper isn't something I ever do, like ever. I had no idea what I was going to do on this black paper, but immediately I thought of ghosts, and then later I thought, do ghosts even count as a mythical creature? I mean, what's a mythical creature? Something fake, right? And ghosts aren't real. I'm going to count them as a mythical creature because I would just assume that a mythical creature is something that is not real. Though, does it have to appear in mythological stories and stuff? I don't know. Either way, maybe I fudged this one. Let's just stick with the dog unicorn. This is a bonus drawing. So again, I did want to play around with the light colors on the black because that would be a lot of fun. So I started off with this white ghost on the front, made it look kind of cute. I actually think it's pretty adorable, so I'm pretty happy with that. And then I had some other ghosts behind it. It kind of looks like they're all being whisked away into the afterlife or something. They're all floating up away, and I have these trails where the paint kind of fades away, and I had a lot of fun playing around with the brush getting dry because then you get this really nice little stroke that just fades away, and it's perfect for ghosts. And again, I used that flat brush to create even smaller ghosts in the background. And overall, this is one of those very, very simple illustrations that I think is just kind of adorable. Just trying to embrace the supplies and not necessarily trying to make the next best illustration ever. Alright everyone, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want your own ScrawlrBox, check out the link in the description, and I will see you in the next video. Bye! Thank you so much to all of my patrons, including Michael Yun, Sarah James, Jonathan Chihuahua, Fitstits, Zach Abstract, Lex CS, Oni, Shelby, Teresa, Holly Holden, Megan, Lozo, Danielle Firecracker, Chris Side, and Cuckoo. If you want a shout out at the end of my videos, access to my sketchbook, coloring pages, and more, become my patron by clicking the link in the description. Thank you all so much for the support. Bye!